If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, like and share, and stay to the end where you can view my added bonuses especially for you. So for those that are wondering why has Esther got a hat on, today is an extremely exciting day. My question to you is, I'm going to ask you, what do you want as a South African citizen? So many of us have got so much to say, and that's why I've got the hat on, is because we're all taking such negative words over our minds and we're saying, it's okay. We'll talk about ESCOM, we'll talk about SAA, and I know I do it myself because it's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to talk about it. We talk about the SABC, we talk about our South African Revenue Services, we talk about the banks of South Africa, we talk about the different colours in South Africa, we talk about who owns the land, we talk about who wants to claim the land, we talk about our education system that's falling to pieces, we talk about our president that we want to get rid of, but we don't realize he wasn't selected by the people. The political party was selected by the people. So I want to ask you, what do you want? Do you not see? We've said goodbye to Thabo and Becky. We told them to go. We told Zuma he must go. Now we're telling Ramaphosa to go. But where's the root of the problem? If you're a Judeo-Christian country, that's what we're supposed to be, then how come we are still looking at a president as an individual candidate? He's not an individual candidate. He was selected by his political party. So the whole system is stuffed up. Totally stuffed up, because you and I didn't have any say which evil or good person they put in place. So my question to you today is, I'm putting a poll out, and I just want to ask you, as a South African citizen, instead of just talking, and I want to share my heart with you today, what do you want as a South African citizen? Because you know what, many of us want different things, but what we need is really a change. We need to rescue South Africa. That's what we need. We need to rescue South Africa. And you say, well, I've got the hat on, is because if we look at the political parties, we're coming up to 2024, so you will hear me speaking a lot more about political things. And if you don't like it, please let me know. Just send me a message and say you don't want to. And I would like you to be involved, because the people that are not voting, I'd like to say to you, I never used to vote as a teenager. Until I think in my 40s, my parents never taught me to vote, so I never saw the need to vote. Might have been in my 30s, I can't remember now, but at any rate, whenever it was when I started, it's like the Lord just came and he started to work in my heart, and he said, don't hate being in places that everybody calls evil, is to go into those places. You know, as a woman, I've been in pubs and I've prayed there, and I've prophesied even in a pub or a restaurant. Wherever God takes me, I do what he wants me to do. If people see me in a bottle stall, they will think, oh, she's going to buy some liquor. But we are supposed to be in places where God sends us to go in. Maybe he's told you to go into a disco. Maybe he's told you to go into a brothel. I'm not talking about being partakers of it, but to be in there on assignment like an undercover cop for Jesus. What has God called you to do? And that's my message for you today, is what do you want as a South African citizen? What do you want? And then the second question is going to be to the farmers, to the boere of South Africa. I'm going to speak in Afrikaans now. Boere of South Africa, boertjies van Suid-Afrika, wat wil julle hê? Ek weet wat julle nodig het, maar wat wil julle hê vir ons land Suid-Afrika? Ek sal graag van julle wil hoor, want dit is belangrik, want ons moet saam staan, hierdie land moet gered word. Rarig. It's a serious problem. My naam is Esther Badenhorst, vir die wat nie weet wie ek is nie, stuur hierdie boodskap aan ander mense uit. Dis baie belangrik. As jy 'n vrou is in hierdie land, staan saam met my, hoed en al. Die hoed is vir 'n rede. Ek gaan nou die boodskap vir julle gee. Ek het 'n klein bietjie van die boodskap gegee, maar die res gaan ek vir julle gee. Ek gaan oorskakel na Engels toe for the English speaking people. I just addressed the Afrikaans farmers. What do they want as citizens of this nation? It's very important because a lot of people want to do something for them, but what do they actually want? They must let us know. And it'll be great to hear because we need to work together effectively. We need to strategize. We need to hold hands together. And we need to form what God wants us to form in this nation. I think you all know what's happening in our nation. And I'm just going to use an example. Here's a top hat. Some of our leaders love hats. They wear them, but they don't carry a godly influence. When they actually say things, for example, you voted for them, you thought maybe they were a Christian party, but then you found out that they believe in a lot of things that are unbiblical. So God is saying, those top hats came off very quickly because they don't have the helmet of salvation on. They have an evil hat which covers them. Now, if you're a Christian, I'm talking about a church hat now. Some of you will think this is a sun hat or a church hat. This is an example. If you have the helmet of salvation on, you will know that you need to always be in line with Jesus Christ. You need to have the mind of Christ. That's the helmet of salvation. If we have the helmet of salvation in this period that we are in, with the Babylonian rule, communist, socialist, Marxist thought patterns, any evil against white and black, colored Indian, Khoisan, whoever we hate, we're not having the mind of Christ because God created us all different colors. I cannot hate you because of your color because then I'm colorblind, and some of our leaders in this nation are wearing this hat, this copycat hat. It's not a helmet of salvation, it's a copycat, you know, Satan copycats. But they always give the negative. There's always an evil side to them. So God said, put on your helmet of salvation. What did he say? Put on your full armor. But part of that is your helmet of salvation. Why? Because in this time that we're in now, we have to stand strong. We have to have the mind of Christ, number one. And we have to ask Father, what does he want for this nation? And once he's given us prophetic word, and he's given us a lot of prophetic word, what are we wanting as citizens of South Africa? Have we accepted that prophetic word? Or are we just praying the whole time? We're running away from the action portion. We just hide behind prayer. Prayer is effective, don't get me wrong. I'm a praying woman. But what are you? Do you believe that Jesus has blessed our nation? He's standing waiting for us. He's saying, will you surrender to my ways? I want to save your nation, but you need to step in and rescue it. With him. He's not going to do it on his own. He's already did it on a cross for us. He died for us. He gave it to us to carry and say, I want a light. Will you be a lighthouse to this nation? And that's my question to you as well. What do you want for South Africa? We're going into 2024. This is now 2023. But what are you going to vote when you put your tick there? And you'll hear me speak about the voting quite a lot from now until 2024. Ask me questions if you want to. I studied politics in my BA. I got my BA in political leadership and citizenship. And I especially took that because I really wanted to know, how does Africa tick? And I saw the template. In South Africa, you're using the same template. Our leaders of South Africa are using the same template. Communist, socialist, Marxist, you name it. Any East or anything that has comes against the Judeo-Christian belief, the biblical principles and values. You must remember, as a Christian, we've got the Old Testament, which is the Judeo side, and then we have the New Testament, where Jesus came to fulfill. I want to ask you today, will you fill in this questionnaire, please? It will help us to see, what do you want as a citizen of South Africa? What do you want for our nation? What do you want to leave behind you? And you'll see another question as well. What legacy do you want to leave for your children? And then the other question is going to be, how do you want to get involved? How do you want to be effective? Do you want to create your own movement in your area? Let me know, because that's vitally important. Your community needs you. And connect with me on hopeprayerinaction@gmail.com. You will see me, Esther Badenhorst, on YouTube, where I'm sure this is where you're watching the video. Esther Badenhorst, Hope for South Africa. That's all we need now, is hope for South Africa. And then those that have a colour problem between, you're a white person, I can't vote for you because you're going to change the nation back to apartheid. I don't want to vote for you because you're a black person. I don't want to vote for you because you're coloured or Indian or Khoisan or whatever it might be. We need to stop this because I didn't choose my colour. God made me this colour. You know that? Colour doesn't make your heart. That's why I've got my helmet of salvation on. It's not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing. For those that are Christians, please vote wisely. You will also see, I'll attach to the end of this video, Cain and Abel, where the Lord says to, God says to Cain when he killed his brother, where is your brother? And he said, and Cain said to God, am I my brother's keeper? God is talking to the women and the men of South Africa. We need to protect our children. We need to protect our children. So yes, I'd like to speak to you, and babies that are in the womb are our children as well, because we made them. God was with us in the plan to bring that child into this world. If you had a bad experience, I speak about that in my other videos. Please go onto my YouTube, look through the videos, see what you like, see what you want to say to me, send your comments. And yeah, I don't like rude comments, so think before you speak. We have got authority in the in allowing those bad attitudes to fall by the wayside. I would like to see more godly people rising up and want to govern with me and others. I'm not alone. This country, and we need to stand together. If you've had a political party and it did not work, it failed, please connect with me. There is a plan, there is a strategy. I'm asking God for wisdom during this process. If you're a leader and you're standing alone and you feel you want to be part of a group that really wants to go forward and change South Africa, please connect with me. And then whatever you want for this nation, let me know, because as I said, we are together. Together we will change this nation by rescuing it. Closing off with this, I'm going to pray for our nation. I'm going to pray for you. And those that came into Parliament that promised you the wonderful world that you're seeing now, they've taken their hat off when you chose them. Please don't think all politicians are bad, but most of the politicians are pirates at the moment. That's what the Lord told me. A pirate steals another person's ship. So they go and they kill everybody on that ship, and they take everything, gold, silver, jewels, whatever's on that ship, even their food. They take all their supplies and they don't allow the captain to stay alive. Look nicely what's happening in South Africa. That's what the Lord told me. We have land pirates. Have a look and see who these land pirates are. Associate. Get to know what you're voting for. Is it a godly person that's got a helmet of salvation on their heads? Or is it the copycat? Because the copycat, Satan always copycats, you know that. They will never keep to the truth because they can't. The belt of truth is not on them, so they can't do that. So please think wisely. Yes, and whatever you're doing in South Africa, let me know. You might not see it on the questionnaire, but please help me with this polling. I'm trying to see what the South Africans want, because it's no use. We think we know what South Africans need, but what do they actually want is where it all starts. So thank you for your time. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful year, 2023. And whatever we decide in this year will be effective for next year. So make the right choices. Let's group together. It's not too late. You can be effective in your area. Women of South Africa, I'm calling you. I think we're 52% of the population. So I need you like Deborahs and Esthers and every other godly woman. Mary Magdalene, Mary, you name all the people. You start thinking of them. You know who you are. Let us stand up and let us help rescue South Africa. Our children need it. Women of South Africa, our children need it. Will you stand with me? Love you. God's got a plan. If you look at Proverbs 29:11, he says, He has a plan for us. Go and read Proverbs 29. It's beautiful, verse 11. God has a plan with you. God has a plan with you. If you want to be a leader, I would love to train you to have godly leadership. Link on my free training material. There will be training that you will have to pay for as well. That's where you invest in your life. But let's start with the free training so that you can get the mind of Christ. And let us see that this helps us to strategize correctly for South Africa. Love you. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Enjoy my other videos till we meet again. Bye-bye.